Yo, it's your boy Barcode. I'm back with another video. Today is episode 11 of Fix Your Account. We are on our boy Gator's account, and I know this video is going to be more based towards the early game players and the mid game players. We're working on some dungeon teams. We're going to need to re-gear 6-star a hero or two in order to push this account to its current limits. My next video is going to be towards the summon giveaway, which is up here, and the 20 winners that receive 10 advanced summons. If you haven't entered the giveaway already, make sure to go to that video. Make sure you're subbed to the channel and comment on that video telling me your favorite wish list hero to get. But if you end up liking this video and like the content that I do for the viewers, hit the sub button, hit the like button, hit that bell dingy dingy thing so you know when I post a video. Let's go. Alright, currently Gator is trying to work on Tulpa 10, Ash 11, and Queen 9. Looking at his heroes, he has a lot of heroes that will help him succeed. We got Valeria for Tulpa, we have Sierra and Natalia for Ash, we got Santis, we got William, we got Cyrus, Bran, Zitlin, a lot of good heroes on this account. My win strikes, I'll see you one day. Now looking over the account and knowing the dungeons that we have currently in the game, you don't need a healer for Tulpa. You don't need a healer for Ash. You don't really need a healer for Queen either if you have a Gangelo. I think people pronounce him Gangelo, but I call him Gangelo because he's got a big fat belly and he's probably eating a lot of jello. Sorry, that was off topic. Anyway, but the one thing that I see with this account that he doesn't really have is a good healer. He has Connor 5-star, but other than that, he hasn't pulled a Blackhorn. He hasn't pulled a Mathasia. I do see a 4-star Rhaenyra, and that's what we're going to do today. So we can push his Queen 12 because he has the team to do it. So we're 6-star Rhaenyra. So there we are, 6-star Rhaenyra. That's the first step. Now I know gear is an issue on this account already. He has been farming, but there's really not much 6-star gear, which is fine. We can make do with some 5-star gear, and hopefully we have enough to do what we need to do. The one thing I noticed on this account, there is some issues with glyphs on certain heroes. You're probably farming. I'm not saying that you aren't, because I see heroes like Valeria. She's at least God stage, right? But then there's level 4 glyphs that needed Sierra. Natalia's maxed out, so obviously you are farming glyphs. But as I also look at your account, I can tell you that you probably don't farm chapters as much as you should. Glyph farming is super important. Not only does it get you glyphs for your heroes, but it gets you jelly, it gets you normal summons, so that you can normal summon and go into the altar and quick promote the 3 stars, which you had 70 normal summons, so I had to use that to get rid of your 6-star. But even looking at like your heroes here, 102 heroes, like you don't have a lot of like elite heroes that you're saving up for synthesis or whatever the case may be. Like typically when I 6-star a new hero, especially if it's elite, I can like immediately ascend the 6 stars. I can just tell this that you're not farming chapters just by this. If you can't farm dungeons at stage 11 or higher, whenever you don't need to focus on the game, definitely farm chapters for glyphs, even on heroes that you may not even use and you're just planning on using them in the future. Like you can level Sierra's glyphs up, you can go ahead and go over to like Antoine and just max her out, even if it's only situationally where you use her. Santis, you can make her more tanky, have more focus in the glyphs, health percent, health flat stat. I can also tell you don't farm chapters too much because like typically like these glyphs right here, level 2, whenever I get a brand new hero, I can at least glyph them to like level 4 before I have to start farming glyphs. So definitely farm those chapters, farm glyphs, get jelly, plan for future heroes, get those normal summons. And as I see here, you can get 5 advanced free summons every week just by banishing your normal heroes at the altar. You summon all those normal summons, you do a quick promote, and you only do it for the common heroes. I saw that you had all 3 of these checked off, and that's not a good thing. So future reference, I took those off, and all you need to auto promote is the commons. And then when you're done, you go into banishment for the rares. You do quick select for the rares and banish and get the 10 crystals. Then you go into the shop at the Hero Essence shop and you get these advanced summoning crystals, 5 free summons every week just by farming. You need 200 of the blue Hero Essences to get 5 every week. Very easy to do, especially when you're farming glyphs. One big thing that I want to point out to a lot of viewers, I see that you did plus 15 pieces of gear that are 4-star. Now the substats are really good. You know, they're all attack percent, crit rate, focus. The other one's crit rate, crit damage, but it's 4-star gear. It will be replaced at some point. What I highly recommend to any viewer that's in this predicament right now where you're early or mid game, do not plus 15 anything under 6-star. Only plus 12. It takes way too many resources to plus 15 something. Plus it's going to get replaced easily by a plus 12 5-star. So what I'm going to do right now, like I always do and what I always recommend, when you're stuck in progression, like in my last video I talked about, unequip all your gear on every single hero. Only gear the heroes that you use first for farming, second for dungeons. The rest is situational. You can remove the gear for free and put gear on other heroes. Whenever you want to do something different, like guild boss for example, I never keep gear on a certain hero just because they're good for guild boss. I will have that gear on someone else. And then when that element guild boss comes, then I switch the gear over just for those 2 fights of the guild boss. Then I switch it back to the hero that it originally sits on. And always first, unless it's like a Winstrex at 5-star or something like that, always gear your 6-star heroes first. Alright, first let's start with a main farmer who's very easy to gear. And of course that's our boy Zatlux. I see you max glyphed him out, which is perfect. So all we need to get is 50% from gear and crit rate, and the rest we just make him attack high and speed. I'm doing Zatlux first for your main farmer because hopefully we can use him in Queen 12. And getting rid of all your 4-star gear and using it to feed your new gear, because by the time I'm done with this account, you're going to be farming at least stage 11s and above, so you're not going to even want 4-star gear. You're only focused on 6-star gear. Alright, your new Zatlux. I did the best I can with the current gear that you have. I wanted to make him over 151 speed, and yeah, I have about 8% crit rate more than he needs, but this was the gear that you had that actually had speed substats that are good as well, with attack percent in the boots, crit damage in the ring, and attack percent in the necklace. It's a broken set, really. That's why the attack is only at like 3,700, 202 crit damage because it's a 5-star crit damage ring, but it was definitely better than what it was. Here's the gear set. It's literally a broken gear set. The only set that is here is the Raider set for 15 speed. I wanted him to have a 6-star attack weapon. I wanted him to have attack percent, which is your best boot that you have, and attack percent of 50% in the necklace, which is Terra, which is fine. It's broken set, but it's all about the stats. The gear will come, especially when you farm Queen. You get the curse drops, you get the warrior drops. Once you get the warrior drops, then you'll be able to use those 2-piece sets of warrior to increase his attack, get those good crit rate, crit damage, and speed substats, and you'll be able to improve these stats right here. Now that we have your wave clear for Queen 12, we need your Poisoner of Santis. You don't have her 5th ascension, so like I said, you really need to farm your glyphs so you get those normal summons, get those elite pulls from the normal summons so you can synthesize Santis a little bit more. Very easily done if farm and farm and farm. But let's gear her out. She really is optimal on Curse, so we're going to try that. So Cursed, tanky, and a lot of focus. Like I said, 5-star gear all at the bottom. Health, health, health. You can even do defense, but you didn't really have it to get her on Cursed anyway. But it's plus 12. And now if you look at her stats, from what it was before, I didn't show it because it was unequipped, but it was about like 9,000 or maybe 10,000 health. Now she has 15,000 health, defense of 1,057, 75% focus, and she's on Cursed. Make sure to glyph her up and get those bonus stats as well. Third on the list for your team and Queen is Hakron. You just want to build them as high defense as you can. Speed helps as well. Alright, this is your current new gear on Hakron. Almost 3k defense, 1,800 attack, which is important for Hakron when you get the Queen. You need to have more attack on Hakron than you do on Santis, so that he gets stunned after he's already done his HP buffs. You don't want Santis stunned, because then she can't apply poison. With defense percent all on the bottom, plus 12 everything to start. Now for your hero, Radira in the 4th spot for Queen, as much HP as possible. You don't need any speed at all. This is your Radira gear. I was actually able to put her on Revival set and Terra set. With your current gear, I tried to put HP percent in the main stat, but it would have been a broken set between the weapon and the boot. But this is your Radira stats, really needs to improve, but this is mainly due to your glyphs. So once you glyph her out, she's going to get a huge bonus in stats. Hopefully we can do as high as we can. I'm going to push Queen and see how far we can get. Crazy enough, this is the team that you're already using. You don't need a defense break, but I'm going to bring in the stun spell. This not only stuns the right elite, it removes the damage buff that he gets, and also it removes one debuff from the boss when you get to her. Oh, and I'm dumb. I realized I put last breath on instead of the water. Let's see if we can do it. We're going as high as we can. Make sure it's elites on the right first and then the boss. We're leaving Santis' skills on. Hopefully Radira not being glyphed to the max potential is not gonna harm our runs. I have a feeling it's gonna be rough in stage 12, but we'll see. Alright, 1 down. Now for 10. That's done. Time to shine. Stage 11, 6-star gear drops here. This is what we at least want to beat. Now stage 11, Zatlux does not clear the waves, and that's because his attack is too low, his broken set, the crit damage is only 5-star gear. So this is the reason that maybe we don't bring Zatlux in this run for stage 11 and stage 12, because the whole point of Zatlux is to make the runs a little bit faster for the wave phase. So what we're going to do is just going to exit it out. We're still going to keep the gear on Zatlux because he's going to be your glyph farmer, but we're going to replace Zatlux with someone else. Now because of your gear, it's not going to be speed runs at all. We don't have somebody that's fast enough or does enough damage to kill the wave. Now we got to think about our 4th hero. There's a lot of different options you can do for Queen. There's a typical Veluk that we can use, and really for Veluk to really shine, you really need him on curse set, and because you don't have the cursed gear to do that, and he's at 5-star, I'm not going to use him. There's 2 other options that I want to bring up for anyone that's watched. I've talked about her before, and one is Marion Shadowblood. She is a beast. You can use her in Tulpa, you can use her in Queen. I've done a video about her, I've 6-starred her before, but today we're going to focus on OKUBI. OKUBI can be used in Queen, Tulpa, Gemini, and Witch. OKUBI is a really good hero. You don't hear a lot about him because he's a newer hero, which technically kind of makes him underrated. So this is your next 6-star. You need to glyph him up, you need to get him max ability. His ultimate, which is his bread and butter, is a 3-turn cooldown. His other bread and butter is his trait, Demonic Flora. It inflicts a random stat down to any target of any of your allies' negative effects. This is huge. This is attack down, this is accuracy down. This will help you dodge and survive more. He's going to be applying either a poison or a bleed or whatever kind of tick. Hopefully it's more poisons than not. The ultimate is random, but it's for 2 turns to all enemies, and it's a 3-turn cooldown when you max his ability. He can also remove positive effect and apply a no positive effect so the witch does not get another shield during the battle when you are on the queen. And his gear requirement is simple. You don't need curse, you just make him as tanky as possible. Just so you know, Gator, I fed away some 4-star heroes that you had that I saw that you leveled up. Alright, I was able to gear your OKUBI on Dragon Scale and Raider. The stats aren't much because he's not glyph, but he's got the focus you need. He's got Dragon Scale, which will help, but he definitely needs glyphs, so make sure to farm that and make sure to farm his abilities up. Now this is going to be a lot slower, and since OKUBI can remove buffs, let's see how this works. Alright, this is what I'm talking about with glyphs. This is max HP buff 3 from Hakren. OKUBI only has 15,000 health. Radira only has 20k, which is less than Santis and just on par with Hakren. So make sure to get those glyphs farming, because at this current glyph level, I don't know if we're going to beat 12, but we're definitely going to beat 11 right now. I just want to show you OKUBI and all the debuffs that get put on certain heroes. Like this is the right elite at the bottom. So when they get to Queen, she's not going to do much damage at all. But look at these debuffs. 30% attack down, crit rate 30% down, bleeding, poisons, no positive effects, dodge minus 15, defense break. OKUBI's awesome, and not only mentioning that he puts bleeds and ignites and poisons on everyone on the enemy side. But as you see, stage 11, they're actually kind of low already, which is scary, but that's because of Radira's not glyphed, OKUBI's not glyphed. I'm not worried about Santis or Hakren at all. But we're going to see if we can do Queen 12, but this will be done. Queen 11, stage 11 done. Obviously, Santis does the work. Okay, stage 12, can we do it? I'm going to go eat a sandwich. I'll be back. Stage 12 was close, but not close enough. OKUBI and Radira need to be glyphed. OKUBI also needs abilities maxed. Once you do those 2 things, Queen 12 will be no problem with this team. For Ash, I see this is the team that you're running, and you just don't have the gear yet without taking gear off of like Zatlux and putting it on Sierra or putting it on Natalia. So like this team, for example, I just don't think would work. Brandon is a speller, yes. It's on a 4-turn cooldown, and for stage Ash 11, Ash 12, I mean, I guess it could possibly work. I just feel like you need to farm Queen 12 for a while, get better warrior sets, curse sets, and then you'll be able to gear your heroes a little bit better. So your other option would be to do the Mary, William, or Ice Wolf comp. You just need to speed tune it properly. You would change the heal over time spell to the revive spell. We have tons of videos out there. I've even done one myself for Ash. However, once you get better gear and you can get Natalia on a guard set, this gives her a shield at the start of the wave. This will apply her passive, giving her 2 more buffs, and then she AoEs the waves down without an attack buff. Same with the second wave. And at the second wave, William will give you a counter attack buff. At that point, you then bring in Zil. Because you have Sierra, this, in my opinion, would be the best comp for you, especially with the current heroes that you have at this time. Yeah, because you can't beat stage 11 now because of gear and because of glyphs and hero levels, etc. Heroes you have built. Definitely focus on Queen, at least until you get better gear. Tulpa for the achievements anyway, because really, I mean, you don't farm Tulpa like later game when you're trying to optimize and be an elite, or until they change the rate to actually like add crit damage to. But anyway, this is your team right here. You don't need anything else. Valerio wave clear. You could literally go straight for the boss. But that's it for today's video. I knew you wanted some guild boss stuff, but guild boss really needs to be updated with content. As long as you hit level 20, that's all that really matters for the foodie quest. Plus you don't have any more attacks for me to try it out. You must have already used the 2. Currently we're on water boss. Bring in Hackern to tank all the initial hits, and then bring Antoine, Rodira, and then fill with like Zatlux or something. It's not an optimal team for water because Zatlux doesn't do too much damage on the water boss, but for you that'll at least get you to level 20 and do more damage. Fire build boss, you got Sierra, you got William, you got Brand. You can even bring in Hacker in there or bring in Natalia for more damage. Win boss, just bring your Tulpa team, Brand, Garel, Cyrus, and then you either bring like Zitlin or you bring Jacob, whatever gets you the most damage. If you like this content, sub, like, ding ding bell. See you in the next. Peace.